What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Couple on Fire podcast. On today's episode, we're going to talk all about the 4 reasons why we don't celebrate Valentine's Day. And that's coming up
right now.
Thank you so much for joining us on the Couple on Fire podcast. This podcast is for couples, for marriages, and for families within the Christian community. We exist to help break the stigma that happens within the Christian community. We're talking about divorce, we're talking about addiction, and we're talking about so much more. We believe that all this is possible in this life, strictly based on the power of Jesus Christ and his ability to restore us fully. Let's dive in. What is up? What is up? What is up? Welcome to today's show. Hey, if you've never joined us before, my name is Josh. I'm one of your hosts here with my beautiful, amazing wife, Christy. And we like to talk about anything and everything that can help you take your faith, family, and future to the next level. We are the Couple on Fire because we are on fire for Jesus in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Except we're not on fire for Valentine's Day because today's episode,
oh my gosh,
we titled 4 Reasons Why We Don't Celebrate Valentine's Day. And actually,
he's worked up.
It's a little play on words, but you know, we don't have a problem with Valentine's Day per se, but
no.
So we're going to kind of dive into that. So before we dive into anything today, let's go to my wife and see if she has anything on her mind. Got anything? That's a no.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to go back and start counting episodes of the last time you actually had something to say.
I usually always, if you give me a second.
Usually always.
If you give me a second.
Usually not always. You used to every time.
Don't
anymore. Oh, here we go. Had to check the calendar.
So we celebrated my Uncle Jeff's birthday on Sunday, and we went to Zender's in Frankenmuth. That's always a fun place to go.
Chicken dinner. Yep, the famous Zender's chicken dinner. If you're not from Michigan,
winner
that
chicken dinner.
Something that in Frankenmuth, which is kind of this old town.
It's a big deal.
Lots of cool shops. Yeah, it is. It's actually really beautiful there. We take our dog there in the summertime. It's awesome. But anyway, so there's a place called Zender's, which is known for having like chicken dinner. So you get like,
and their chicken is actually not that good. It's the rest of the
It's
stuff.
okay. It's all right. Chicken is a weird thing to get right though, especially white meat, because they have to overcook it so they don't undercook it. Anyway,
and they're supposed to be known for their chicken, but what you do, you get this
good.
Family style. And I've never been impressed with their chicken, but
Mr. Zender, if you're watching, we're really sorry
get
about your chicken.
Soup, and you get coleslaw, you get cottage cheese, you get cranberry stuff,
mashed taters.
You get little cute little hard bread things with like this cheese thing, and then we get chicken liver pate, which some of my family likes, which is disgusting. You get bread and butter, and then you get buttered noodles, you get mashed potatoes, you get green beans.
The butter noodles are a big hit.
Chicken. I mean, you get so much stuff, actually. It's very filling. Oh, yeah. Ice cream at the end.
Yeah,
it's all inclusive of everything.
So it's funny. So most of us ordered sherbet, and then we went back right when the person was asking us all what we wanted, and we went back and said we wanted it mixed with vanilla because we wanted like a creamsicle.
It's because my aunt.
Yeah, she was the only one that ordered it.
Yeah, they asked us all, and all of us was like sherbet. And then the very last one, she was like, can you mix vanilla with the sherbet? And then we were like, ooh.
We all want to do that.
Yeah.
So that was what we did this weekend. Okay, so the 4 reasons, right? So tomorrow, depending on when you're watching this episode, if you're on replay, maybe tomorrow isn't it? But today's February 13th, so tomorrow is February 14th, which means it's Valentine's Day. And so Christy and I actually don't celebrate. We don't actually never do anything tomorrow on Valentine's Day. We've never have, actually. I don't think we've ever done anything.
No, but I would like to explain like why that is.
I think we're going to as we dive into this. Okay. It's going to give you a really big opportunity.
Sorry, I just want to share it to our one page that it didn't share to.
Yeah, for some reason we had a technical difficulty where it didn't share to one of our pages, which happens every great once in a while, which is really a strange thing. So while she's doing that, I'm going to read the Bible verse, right? So we have a Bible verse that we want to read before diving into today. So 1 Corinthians 13, 4 through 7. My wife wants me to do it off the top of my mind, which I don't have it. So the NIV version says, love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres.
So
that's a great Valentine's Day.
It is. But if we wouldn't watch this movie now because there's nudity in it.
Right, so bring it up. That's
but
good.
Before we were convicted about that, hey, that's a thing. Before we really were convicted about that, the movie Wedding Crashers, if you're a fan of that movie, they sat at the one wedding and they were taking bets at what verse the preacher was going to read at the wedding. And he's like, it's 1 Corinthians. And
it's always 1 Corinthians. Yeah. It's the love verse.
It is. It is. But I just thought that was funny.
It is. So before we dive in here, right, so we're going to have 4 things, really, the reason why we don't celebrate Valentine's Day. And now this is just our personal preference. So celebrate it, don't celebrate it, doesn't matter. Like we don't hate Valentine's Day. We don't have like this chip on our shoulder about Valentine's Day.
No, he's like even explaining it wrong. You're even saying like making it sound negative. So what I think, I'm going to talk about it from my point of view really quick.
Okay, so tell everybody the right way.
I'm gonna. So in my old marriage, which I'm sure many women feel this way, it's like Mother's Day. When Valentine's Day comes up, you're kind of like, oh man, finally. Like my husband is going to like do something kind for me. It's the one day a year that reminds him to get me flowers or chocolates or, do something kind for me. I think a lot of women feel that way. And it's like Mother's Day, where it's like, finally, they're going to be doing stuff for me. And so it's this thing. Well, when him and I got together, and we were doing our relationship, Valentine's Day rolled around and left, I think. And I didn't even realize that it had passed. And I thought it was interesting because I didn't think about it at all because of how great our relationship is. So it wasn't even done on purpose. It's not like we purposely avoid it or skip it or anything. Yeah. It's just we actually do what we would normally do on a Valentine's Day on a regular basis. Like
which we're
go out to dinner and all this stuff. Yeah, but I just explained it better than you. Okay. That's all.
Okay. Don't talk about your ex on our show ever again. Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay, so point number one is celebrate every day, right? Chrissy already brought that up, so we can skip that, right? Go to right number 2, because she doesn't even follow the thing what we're doing, so that's okay. So celebrate every day, right? And I think that is what's so important. I think what ends up happening is in relationships is men particularly, right? And I can speak right now because I'm a guy. It's easy to say, well, I'll just wait for Valentine's Day to take her to the opera or do something extra nice or buy her flowers or go the extra mile, right? We'll wait till the day of Valentine's Day because then I have a reason to do it. And if we're looking to keep our relationship growing, right? We talk about, taking our relationship, our faith, our family, and our future to the next level. If we're concerned about doing that, then we have to tell ourselves that it has nothing to do with what type of holiday that it is, that we're trying to celebrate our marriage every day. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah, I think also if you talk to a lot of guys, the guys feel like it has become commercialized. So a lot of guys take it. It's not just guys too, it's some females. But like I said, a lot of the females are like, maybe it's this one day that's going to remind him to do something for me. But some of the guys are going to be like, I don't want a day to tell me when I should or shouldn't. Like, I don't want to do it just because it's expected on that day because it's become so commercialized. So I think that's a valid point.
Yeah, over the years, I've actually gotten to the point where I'm like, I want to make sure because today is a random, never thought would happen day of something. I'd like to do something extra special on a day like that.
Yeah.
Because it becomes important to me that it isn't for any particular day reason. It's just because I want to do it.
Well, it's kind of like Sweetest Day. But it's the thing that I think that you could take advantage now, like couples could take advantage of around this time of year on Valentine's Day, now that we're talking about it. There is a lot more things out there available to be able to get for your spouse because it's Valentine's Day.
What do you mean?
Like companies put out a lot more maybe discounts on a dinner or, different type of teddy bear or a special chocolate or, special color in something because it's Valentine's Day. Like Stanley Cups, I think were coming out with a special Valentine. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding.
For real?
Yeah. They came out with like a special Valentine's Day color. I think it was only sold in Target too or something. I don't know. But that is an opportunity, and don't give it to your spouse then on Valentine's Day. If you guys don't want to do that, it doesn't matter.
Hostage, yeah.
But you could take advantage of the holiday around like special things that are put out just because it's Valentine's Day.
Sure. Yeah. I just think it's important that we remind ourselves that it doesn't have to be a specific holiday for us to celebrate our spouse, you know? And I think a lot of times we get lazy. We get not even always just lazy. And I think we get indifferent to things within our marriages, you know, over the length of time. You know, we get into our marriages for a long period of time, work, kids, responsibility, serving at church, all these things pile up. And it's like, you know, hey, we celebrate each other every Thursday night. You know, that's what we do. And to be honest with you, it's like, okay, that's not what this is about. It means doing something special that's outside of the norm. And you don't have to wait for once a year to do that on, which is really what this point is about.
It is. I do think it's nice, though, that our society has something on the calendar to help remind us for something, because couples may never do anything if we didn't have Valentine's Day. And when is Sweetest Day?
That's a deeper problem. I don't know. I don't know. Don't even get me started. Now that one I will shame on. Okay.
Sorry.
Nobody should be talking about no Sweetest Day. That's ridiculous. Okay. So number 2.
I'm looking it up.
Number 2 is authenticity over commercialization. Right.
Oh my goodness. What was
authenticity over commercialization? And I think it's important that we understand. This isn't about bashing the holiday per se, even though you bring up Sweetest Day, which is what I was going to bring up.
Oh.
Is we want to be
It's
authentic.
in October. See, it balances it out.
That's why they probably do that.
One's February, one's October.
It's dumb. You counting it out?
8 months apart.
Yeah. So my point is that we have to be more authentic in the things that we want to do for our spouse, and not allow the commercialization to kind of take over. And this reminds me a lot of Christmas, to be honest with you guys. You know, I think that we have to remind ourselves during the season of Christmas that there is a reason for the season, right? If you're a Christian, like, it is about the birth of Jesus. It doesn't mean that we can't celebrate other things during the Christmas season. Don't hear me wrong. It's the same thing with Valentine's Day. Nobody's saying that you shouldn't buy your wife a card if you feel so moved to do that. We don't do those things, right? And it's not because we hate the commercialization of it, but we don't want it to be the driving factor in the reason why we want to celebrate our spouse. We want to be authentic about it and not be pushed because of commercialization. Kind of like what you were saying, like the Stanley Cup thing right now, like the Stanley mugs. See, Stanley Cup reminds me of hockey, but the Stanley mug thing, they're taking advantage of this momentum they have.
Because they're only going to have it right now.
They're only going to have it probably right now, this huge impact they're having. Mm-hmm. So why not climb on all the commercialization opportunities that you can? Mm-hmm. Would you have ever thought that there was a Stanley mug for Valentine's Day? Like,
a special color, just a color.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, no, that's ridiculous.
I think it would be... I'm going to relate this to work a little bit. So it's like if the owner of a company or the CEO of a company doesn't show appreciation, or the culture, the undertow of the company doesn't show appreciation all year long, they don't give shout outs. It's like they regularly don't give raises, and it's just they work people to death. And at the end of the year at Christmas time, they stand up at a Christmas party and are like, we couldn't do this without all of you. Like, we're family, all of this stuff. It's just very...
like a kick in the face.
Yeah. And I would think it's, Valentine's Day could be one or the other. Like, if you guys celebrate each other all the time, all year round, when Valentine's Day comes up, for me, it could be something that you special, like take advantage of these special things that companies offer right now just around this time of year because of the Valentine's Day. But if you don't do anything all year long, and then on Valentine's Day, you drive through Meijer and grab one of them packs of flowers that they have sitting out in one of them heart-shaped box of chocolates, and you go home and say Happy Valentine's Day, and then you guys don't do anything again for like the rest of, you don't talk about it. It's like nothing. I think that just loses its meaning. I think Valentine's Day could be very special if you make it special, but it's not like a once a year thing like you've been saying.
But it shouldn't have to be just about the day.
Correct, yeah.
It shouldn't be waiting for the day, so it's kind of funny. So tomorrow we Christian and I both do have a Bible study, a men's Bible study and a women's Bible study that we are part of on Wednesdays, which is tomorrow. And a couple days ago, I get a message from one of the guys that's part of my Bible study, and it says, "Hey, are we having Bible study on Wednesday?" And
I got a message from one of the women.
Okay. Wasn't trying to go that far into it, but I was just like, in general, right? So the question was, are we having it? And I'm like, I don't know, why wouldn't we? I'm like, oh, it's Valentine's Day. Oh, well, I don't know. I guess I need to be nice and ask the guys. I didn't think about it, right? And
yes.
so ask the guys, because I didn't think about that because we just don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I message all the guys and I'm like, hey guys, Christy and I do not celebrate Valentine's Day. We don't do anything on that day special. So I will still having Bible study, but if you guys have plans with your spouses, then we'll just, we'll skip a week. And all the guys were like, no, we'll be there. But I hope it wasn't because they felt bad. I don't know.
Some people, to me, you're coming across like this day is very negative. And to me, it's not a negative day at all.
It's not a day at all.
Some people, it's special and they do like go out on a special dinner day or they have traditions that they do around this day. And if they do, they do. It's good to be conscientious of other people and their traditions.
I don't think this day is a problem per se for women seeing it different. I think the problem is that men see it different.
Oh, gotcha.
And I guess that's maybe why I have a little more of an attitude about it. Because
you do?
Guys,
jeez.
I do. Because I think it is like, oh, it's Valentine's Day. I got to take my wife out for a steak dinner.
You're turning me off to it. Now I kind of want you to do something on Valentine's Day. Like you hate it so much, you need to start doing something for me on this day. No, I can just look forward. I can just look forward this day as the one day a year that he'll do nothing for me.
I think you missed the whole point of this whole thing. It's not about you. It's about the day. It has something to do. That's the whole point of this.
Yeah.
Don't lean into the commercialization of it. Don't lean into the whole concept of
exciting love.
Let's make the day important.
Babe, I get what you're saying.
I don't think you do. That's number 2. We're going to get right through this today, okay? Deeper connections, right? Why do we forego Valentine's Day? Because we care more about having deeper connection with my spouse, with each other. We care more about that than about one day.
Mm-hmm.
Am I supposed to smile through that when I say it so it sounds positive? Deeper connections.
Yeah, no, I like it.
Yeah.
I don't think, to me, again, I'm glad that we're having this conversation on air because I've never felt like we've purposely skipped it. I really honestly don't think about it because our relationship, we do so many things consistently throughout the year and all the stuff. I don't purposely skip it. I just
Are you saying I do?
I don't think about it. It's just coming across that way, babe.
I don't though. I don't purposely skip the day.
Okay.
I don't. I'm saying I have a feeling about the day.
I can tell.
Good. Then my passion is coming through loud and clear. But it is important, right? So we have to understand that if we want to nurture healthy bonds with our spouse, we need to do that through daily acts of kindness, right? So, and that's the whole kind of the point of number 3 is that we want to have a deeper connection. We can't expect to go and just kind of glorify our spouse on one day of the year or focus more on the day of the year than it is on focusing on our consistency with our spouse themselves. Deeper connections.
I think that's important. Maybe this could be a good time of year if you guys aren't doing it. It obviously is in front of everybody's face, love day or whatever. It'd be a good day to say, hey, let's check in. Maybe for the past 10 years, we have been, really kicking on all cylinders. Do you feel like this past year we're still at the same level? Is there anything we need to do more? Maybe it could be a day that you do a love check. Maybe it could be like a love check day. That'd be fun.
Sounds like fun.
Let's do a love check day later, babe.
We'll do it on the 15th. How you like that? And the last point is about personal traditions, right? And this kind of does ring back into, to make it not so negative like Christy's saying that I'm making it, is that you can just make it a personal tradition on that day that maybe there's something else that you guys do. Maybe you guys celebrate each other in a different way on this day or on a different day. It doesn't necessarily have to have anything to do with Valentine's Day per se, but it could be that you just have some type of unique tradition that's maybe tied around the day, like you said, not necessarily the day itself.
Yeah. And I think we've talked about it before on our podcast about how Valentine's Day shouldn't be the only day. Specifically, husbands should be thinking to do these special things for their wives. And, you can stop and get flowers anytime or chocolates or a card or, a teddy bear or just a pop. Like if she has a favorite pop that she doesn't have all the time, you can stop at the gas station and grab her something. Those little things like that are really, really important to do throughout the year to keep that spark. Keep that spark alive.
That's it. Make traditions important. And it can be that day or be not that day. Be a different day that you want of choice. You can do it on Sweetest Day. There's another day option for you. It's in October. It's in the third Saturday in October. Someone commented on there.
It's Marie.
Marie commented third Saturday in October.
I know. I've been talking to her.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, she's the one that's been commenting right here.
Gotcha.
Yes, because you love her.
That's right. I love her, not the day. So we're clear on that one. All right. So way of review, right? So the 4 things, right? Celebrate every day. You don't have to wait for Valentine's Day to celebrate your spouse. Number 2 is authenticity over commercialization. We have to make sure that we're being authentic in our relationship and the way that we care about our spouse. We don't have to wait until Valentine's Day to take them out or, buy her flowers or, treat her to something nice. Number 3 is deeper connections, right? This offers an opportunity really to have a deeper connection with your spouse on a daily basis. You don't have to wait until this one special day a year to be able to have this deeper connection. And then personal traditions. You want to have a personal tradition on that day. Make the tradition itself special, not necessarily the day special, because you want to, honor your spouse in loving them in a special way, not necessarily just waiting for that day to happen. Do that.
Yeah, and I would like to hear about, like, if you guys have a tradition that you guys do, maybe that's not a normal tradition. Maybe, like, especially in blended families, maybe you guys made Valentine's Day something that you do as a blended family, because Mother's Day, certain kids go to their biological mom's house and whatever. Maybe there's special traditions that you guys do together as a blended family, or nuclear families or nuclear marriages. If there's a tradition that you guys do, maybe you purposely skip Valentine's Day and you do it the week later. I don't know, just to be rebels, something. Like, I would like to hear, we
got to keep the fires burning consistently, not just once or twice a year. Yeah. That's right, Samuel. That is exactly the truth. That is so true. We host a scrapbook event the 3rd Saturday in October at my church for the last 20 years, and it's always Sweetest Day.
Oh, that's how she knew.
Yeah.
That's cool.
About that, yeah. It is good. That is fun.
It wasn't even on purpose, it doesn't sound like.
No. Yeah, not even on purpose. Spread that out a little bit because it's weird looking. Okay.
You forget about Sweetest Day. Sweetest Day is like the stepchild of Valentine's Day.
It is. I think that one seriously was created commercially for another reason for that. I love just because surprises. Yeah, and doing that for him. Yes. It is, and I think that's so important that we do that. It's like just for example, Christy and I never buy each other stuff for Christmas, And so this year I went out and I got her something special for Christmas this year, It's to be a surprise. It's not to be like, hey, I got you something, you didn't get me anything. We're not like that, right? I want to make sure that I am surprising my wife when she's least expecting it. That kind of a just because surprise.
Yeah.
Right.
And I did that like it's because typically on Black Friday, it's like, oh, you want a new knife set? Oh, you want, what is that, KitchenAid? Oh, you want a new laptop? Let's get it during the Black Friday event. So we typically just buy the stuff to take advantage of the sales.
Yeah. But it is nice to surprise.
But we're together.
Yeah. It is nice to surprise each other.
You surprised me big time today.
Yeah. Today?
I mean, this year.
I'm like, what did I do?
No. This year.
Yeah, which is what I want to do,
surprise,
right? Because we don't do it all the time. We don't do it for any other reason other than just because we want to surprise each other, which is what they said. I love just because surprises.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
That's fun.
It is fun. Because if you got something for your spouse on a day like on Christmas Day or on their birthday or on Valentine's Day, it's kind of expected.
Yeah.
I feel like it is most of the time, I know it's funny because we were in the store the other day and Christy was about to get me a card for something. And I'm like, if you want, I'll just look at the card and you can just put it back. We can just read it now. Because we always make this joke about getting cards. It's just, you just read it and then put it right back into the trash. So it'd be funny since we were but she didn't let me do that. Okay.
No.
Even though that would have been kind of funny.
But I do feel cards are just pretty garbage. So it's like.
Yeah. Pretty garbage.
You mail, you put a stamp on it, you pay to mail it.
And buy the card.
And the person puts it in the garbage.
They're like, that's nice.
Yeah.
Right? That's nice. There we go.
But I mean, what kind of business is that though? Like, let's make up these really, really pretty things that people are going to pay for that they'll throw away.
Yeah, I know. You could send in an email.
Yeah.
I know. Like digital cards. They tried that for a while. It never took off.
No. Because it's the tangible thing.
I know. It's funny how that is. See, we're in the wrong business. Okay. We need to sell garbage, apparently. That's pretty garbage, like my wife said. Pretty garbage. Okay. So that's all we have for today. 4 reasons why we don't celebrate Valentine's Day. It's not that we hate the holiday. It's just celebrate your spouse.
I don't hate it.
Each and every day. She's trying to insinuate something. She thinks she's being funny.
I am being funny.
She's trying to be. She's trying to be.
Oh, man.
It's borderline. It's borderline. I mean, did you say I mean? Oh, my gosh. Well, did you find your other earring?
No.
Oh, man. Yeah. She put her earrings in her pocket the other day and then put her pants in the washer and forgot. We found 3 then. We didn't find the 4th.
3 out of the 4, yeah, no.
It ate it.
Mm-hmm.
Ate the earring. Okay. That's all we got. You have anything else you want to say at the end?
Nope.
Any last parting words?
No, it was a beautiful, beautiful, what do you call it?
I don't know. I don't know what you're going to say.
Attribute or whatever to Valentine's Day. Tribute to Valentine's Day. Beautiful tribute.
That's right. Put a fork in it. Valentine's Day is done. Okay, that's all we're saying about that.
It's not medium rare.
Nope.
It's well done.
It's well done. It's overcooked. All right.
I wore pink.
She did. And I didn't. Right? I wore a darker color for the death of Valentine's Day.
Oh, my Lord.
I'm leaning into
We're going to
now.
make people stop listening to our podcast.
I'm leaning They have to start to stop. So that's all I'm saying. Okay. So thank you guys so much for being here. We're here every Tuesday live, 7 p.m. If you haven't had a chance yet, you can hit like, share, subscribe. Let us know. What do you think about Valentine's Day? We'd love to hear about it. We'll see you guys next Tuesday, 7 p.m. right in the same place.
Bye.